The Honda Center is hosting a relief event for the Philippines typhoon victims. We find out what everyone is most thankful for this holiday season.
And we'll catch the latest on some of the biggest games this weekend. OC News starts right now. Hello and welcome to OC News. I'm Daniel Zamilpa.
And I'm Dee Clark. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. The death toll continues to climb in the Philippines following the devastating typhoon.
Aid is starting to come into the country, but for many people it's not coming soon enough. The American Red Cross is working to bring supplies to the area.
And here in Orange County, the Red Cross together with ABC7 coordinated a relief center today where people can donate money. Our own Monique Gonzalez has the very latest from the Honda Center.
I'm here at the Honda Center where the American Red Cross is hosting a fundraiser to help all of the victims that have been affected by the typhoon that hit the Philippines just last week. Now there's only 1 hour left to donate, guys. You don't even have to get out of your car. You can bring cash, checks, and even a credit card payment. These workers have been out here since 4:30 in the morning. Right behind me we have the regional director. Let's see if we can get some few questions. Hi.
Hi.
So about how many cars have been coming through this morning?
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the number. We've had so many people throughout the day. We had people show up before we officially opened. We had a family here at 4:15 in the morning ready to give, and it's been steady stream. We get 5, 6, 10 cars at a time. Then we have a little bit of a lull. I couldn't even give you a number in total amount right now.
And how great is the need in the Philippines right now?
It's big. I mean, we've all seen the news. We've all seen the devastation that's been happening. The American Red Cross, at this point in time, the way that we are supporting this effort is we are in contact with the Philippines Red Cross, and they've asked us. We've provided some support through people and equipment, but primarily we're really raising funds so they can use that money to help in the recovery.
That's great. And any other fundraisers coming up that will help the Philippines?
I'm sure there's lots of fundraisers that are going to happen. Right now, this is our primary thing that's happening. People can always go and give online. We encourage it. We're going to be needing money for a long time. We've got a big campaign going on, so you can go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS and give. We'd really appreciate the support.
Great. Thank you so much. Now, guys, these donations are going to help for food, shelter, and clothes. So if you're in the area, stop by and make a difference. In Anaheim, I'm Monique Gonzalez, OCN News.
It's been almost a week since Typhoon Haiyan hit the Philippines, but the terror still continues. One young couple who survived the storm are left brokenhearted as they lost their 2 young daughters. Here's CNN's Ivan Watson with the story.
Maple Nunal sits below a photo of her young family taken during happier times. She and her husband, Air Force Staff Sergeant Ignacio Nunal, are survivors of the killer typhoon.
And the big waves, like we were inside that washing machine, and we were expected that we would die at the time.
The couple had taken shelter in the Air Force barracks in Tacloban with their daughters, May and Pearl, when the wall of ocean water hit.
We were holding at the time our daughter. She was 1 year and 5 months old at the time, and then my 2 years and 9 months old. She was held by his co-workmates.
Ignacio says they fled to the roof, and then came an even bigger wave.
I holding the daughter with my wife, and suddenly,
CNN producer Yoko Wakatsuki asks what happened.
Are your daughters okay?
No, they died, and they were our 2 daughters.
It's hard to imagine the pain and loss these parents are suffering. All of the survivors in this small Air Force clinic came face to face with the storm. And with each passing hour, more evacuees arrive, exhausted and hungry, but also safe. Emergency first responders, like the Air Force, were also victims of the typhoon.
They will be the one to rescue after that calamity, but the problem is they were the first who were affected with that calamity. So they were not able to do something. They were not able to help other people.
Before the typhoon, Maple Nunal says she had been preparing for her daughter's next birthday. Now, this couple have to focus on helping and healing themselves. Ivan Watson, CNN, Cebu, Philippines.
Have you thought about what you're thankful for this year? With only 2 weeks away, Thanksgiving, our very own Agine Gergusian hit the streets of Long Beach to gather opinions of what people cherish the most.
Boys, stores, clothes, shoes, clothes in general, families, food.
I know girlfriend, family, all those relevant things are good, but I gotta be thankful for my motorcycle not giving up this year, and I definitely have to be thankful for my girlfriend not dumping me for another guy. But besides that, that's as good as it can get.
My mommy and my daddy.
My family, my job, my home, and my health. And my baby.
How my grandmother loves me. And for my family and for God.
For my family and for having a home, because I used to be homeless. So I'm happy for that and having money to do things.
Well, being alive and here in California.
Film students showed up at Cal State Fullerton to compete for money and bragging rights. It was all part of the 23rd Annual Media Arts Festival. Jeff Malloy has more.
Film festivals often provide that pedestal for great works that would have otherwise gone unnoticed. They often include that one hidden gem. Cal State Fullerton played host to the 23rd Annual Media Arts Festival this past Saturday, and by the end of the day, we would have our gem. Screenings of the students' work were held in Mahalo Hall. After the screenings were done, the stage was turned over to the festival jury, comprised of industry professionals. They had the difficult task of selecting who from each category would take home the prestigious Rosebud Award and a $500 cash prize. Even more sought after was the Best in Show Award, which included an additional $500. The honor this year went to Hillary Bradfield with her animation entry of Edith and the Bear. This gem tells the story of a little girl named Edith and her best friend Bear. This amazing piece took the work of over 50 students. The judges recognized the kind of time and effort it took to put together something like this. Bradfield talks about how much work went into the project.
So I had to come up with a story. I had lots of mentors from Nickelodeon and DreamWorks that really helped me with the story for the film. And we got together a large class of students, about 50 students, and we're kind of teaching them how to do a lot of new things in filmmaking and animating the film while we were also animating on the project. So it was an independent film project, but it was also
3 Pittsburgh high school students heading to their vehicle were shot Wednesday afternoon at 2:45 p.m. It was not immediately clear who shot the students or how many gunmen were involved, but police sought up to 3 people and are investigating whether the shooting was drug-related. All 3 males were shot outside of Brashear High School as they returned to their single vehicle they took earlier that day. The victims' wounds appear to be non-life-threatening, and each student is currently being held in stable condition at the city hospital. For the first time in 10 years, a Missouri man who claims he was wrongly convicted of a murder is enjoying his first day of freedom. A judge vacated 29-year-old Ryan Ferguson's murder conviction in connection to the 2001 death of a newspaper editor. Ferguson made headlines when his high school classmate Chuck Erickson claimed to have memory through dreams that he and Ferguson killed the newspaper editor in a late-night robbery after partying on Halloween. However, during a 2012 court hearing, Erickson said that he had been a heavy drug user and alcohol user and had originally been persuaded by police and media accounts into believing he was guilty. Erickson said he was no longer sure of his involvement and was adamant that Ferguson did not do it. The Attorney General's office said Tuesday that it decided not to retry Ferguson after reviewing the evidence.
After the break, we'll find out the latest on the 50 Shades of Grey movie and find out if it's time to bring out your scarves this weekend.
TitanTV is a student-operated facility maintained by students.
It's on the Cal State Fullerton campus, and it's a great opportunity for Cal State Fullerton students to get hands-on experience directly in a studio environment.
Working with TitanTV puts me in this professional environment. Everyone here is really fun to work with and everyone just gets along so well. I'm having a great time.
Titan Radio is Cal State Fullerton's own radio station located in the basement of Pollock Library. Students can stop by and pick up an application during our operating hours. Anyone who has a computer and internet can listen to us www.titanradio.org. A lot of people who want to pursue TV and film usually start out in radio, so it's always a great opportunity.
In other news, young actor Zac Efron broke his jaw after slipping in a puddle of water outside his Los Angeles home. The fall resulted in a nasty break of the actor's jaw. Efron has to have his mouth wired shut. However, for all of you Efron fans, don't worry, he's expected to make a full recovery. While Efron heals, promotional work going on for his upcoming comedy film, That Awkward Moment, has been put on hold. Efron's co-star Michael B. Jordan isn't worried about the modifications in those plans and claims he'll be perfectly fine.
There's some good and bad news for 50 Shades of Grey fans. The bad news, according to Entertainment Weekly, the movie's release has been bumped to Valentine's Day 2015. And the good news is, couples will now have something to look forward to on opening day. The movie was originally planned to be released August 1st of 2014. There was speculation that star Charlie Hunnam's dropout may have caused the pushback. However, Universal Pictures chairman Donna Langley has denied that the star's falling out was the cause. Will the warm-up last throughout the weekend? Our very own Yvonne Nguyen has your 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Dee. Happy Thursday, everyone. We're just one day away from the weekend. It's feeling a lot like summer out there with a high of 82 today. Then it will cool down to 54 later on in the evening, and sunrise is at 6:23. High pressure is causing above average temperature, and normally it would be around 75 degrees this time of the year. But then there will be a drastic drop starting tomorrow. So let's take a look at what's happening around the nation. We have the hottest temperature at 84 degrees and relatively mild weather across the nation. Dallas is a cool 59. If you make your way to Miami for the weekend, it's going to be a nice at 77 degrees. If you're heading north, it's going to be quite the opposite, unfortunately. A storm and cold air makes its way southward, causing snow in the northwest. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas over there. 55 degrees in Denver, 54 in Chicago, and a mild 50 degrees in New York. Over the weekend, there will be a surge of cold air coming from the northwest all the way to the East Coast. This could bring first single-digit temperatures over in Montana and temperatures in the high teens in the Dakotas. There will be strong winds throughout the day around the Great Lakes, which could impact your flight, so you will want to check if your flight is delayed. You can see the jet stream dividing the nation, coming from the northwest to the northeast. Everything above the jet stream is going to be chilly, with some showers swinging down into the south. Let's bring it back to our neck of the woods in Fullerton. So today is nice and sunny, but then it will drop to high 60s tomorrow. Remember to grab a jacket on your way out over the weekend. It's going to get even cooler with a high of 65 degrees and 67 degrees on Sunday. On Monday, finally it will creep up back to 73 degrees. It's going to be a cool and partly cloudy weekend. That's it for your 5-day weather forecast. Back to you, Daniel.
Coming up, we'll find out why we need to keep those running shoes on during the holiday season. We'll be right back.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything everything familiar becomes anything but. Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready.
You are watching TitanTV.
Division titles are on the line in Week 11 of the NFL, and if you're a basketball fan, find out where your place to be on Saturday afternoon is. With more on sports for the weekend, here's Cyrus Palazban with a preview.
Thanks, Daniel. Well, it'll definitely be a busy-filled weekend in sports locally and nationally, so let's get started with a preview of some of the most anticipated matchups. If you're a CSUF basketball fan, Titan Gym is your place to be Saturday, and the men and women's basketball team will each play at home on Saturday. The Titans men's basketball team is just underway as the club has played 3 games so far. The Titans will host Santa Clara this Saturday at 3 p.m. The club is 3-0 so far and will look for their 4th victory on the year. The women's basketball team will host Fresno State Saturday afternoon as the girls team heads into that matchup with a 2-1 record through their first 3 games. The team, however, has shown it can score early on in the season, averaging just over 60 points a game in their first 3 games. Week 11 in the NFL brings some highly anticipated matchups that could have significant playoff implications. The San Francisco 49ers will travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints this Sunday. The Niners had their 5-game winning streak snapped on Sunday with a tough 10-9 home loss to the surging Panthers. San Francisco failed to score a touchdown, and quarterback Colin Kaepernick was sacked 6 times throughout the game. The Saints, however, have the exact opposite type of performance as the team set an NFL record for most first downs in a game with 40 in a 49-17 victory over the Dallas Cowboys. Drew Brees led the march with 4 touchdown passes. San Francisco will definitely have their hands full as the Saints have not lost a home game all season. The outcome of this game can greatly impact both teams' chances of winning their respective division. Well, how crazy has the AFC West been this season? A division that was one of the worst in recent years features 2 of the best teams from the AFC, as the 9-0 Chiefs will travel to Denver this Sunday night to square off against the 8-1 Broncos. This is the first of 2 matchups between these AFC rivals, as Kansas City is the only unbeaten team remaining in the NFL. The Chiefs have a 1-game lead over the Broncos in the AFC West and could take full control of the division with a win on Sunday. Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning will play after re-aggravating his left ankle last week in San Diego. The Chiefs' defense is arguably the best in the league and will be all over Manning this Sunday as they lead the league in sacks so far this year with 36. The game will be a primetime matchup with Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth calling the game on NBC. Kickoff will be at 5:25 p.m. While fans haven't been treated to many great Monday night matchups this season, that could change this Monday as the Patriots and Panthers will square off this Monday night in Carolina. It's no surprise the Patriots are once again having a great year. However, the same can't be said for the Panthers. The team is on a roll, winning its last 5 games, including an impressive victory in San Francisco. A large part of this success is due to the Panthers' defense, which is ranked 2nd this season in terms of points allowed. Coach Ron Rivera has changed the culture in Carolina and has the Panthers playing with great confidence. New England is coming off a bye and will look to improve to 8-0 on the year. Will that bye week pay dividends for them? Tune in Monday night at 5:20 to find out. Finally, we turn our attention to the NBA. The season is still young, which might be the one positive the Lakers have going for them, as the team has come off slow with a 4-5 start to the year. The Lakers will have 2 home games this upcoming weekend against the Memphis Grizzlies and the Detroit Pistons. The Grizzlies were in the Western Conference Finals last season and will be an early season test for the Lakers, who are still missing their star Kobe Bryant, who is recovering from a torn right Achilles tendon. The Clippers, meanwhile, will have one of the most intriguing matchups of the season Saturday night when they host the Brooklyn Nets. This game will mark the first time Clippers head coach Doc Rivers sees his former All-Stars Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett go against him. It's LA versus New York, so don't miss out on this matchup, as it's only one of 2 matchups between these clubs all year long. It'll be a very busy, drama-filled weekend in sports, as it always is, so keep yourself updated and catch a few games. Back to you guys.
During the holiday season, it's easy to eat and put exercising aside, but CNN's Holly Furfur tells us why we need to exercise in today's Health Minute.
Amazingly healthy skin.
If you want to live longer, stay leaner, boost your mood, and keep your mind young,
Grab your tennis shoes and get moving. Try this weekly exercise prescription from the Cleveland Clinic. Get 30 minutes of resistance training a week.
General physical activity, 10,000 steps a day, 20 minutes, 3 times a week of cardio.
And make that cardio strenuous enough to break a sweat for the whole 20 minutes. It's worth the effort because exercise also decreases the risk for many serious medical conditions.
Decreases heart attacks, decreases arrhythmias, decreases cancer all throughout your body. Almost every cancer is decreased because what exercise does is improve immune function.
And working out not only builds muscles, but builds brain. Exercise helps prevent the loss of brain volume as we age. And it helps keep our brain circuits young and our thinking sharp. And being physically active can enrich our golden years.
Not only do you live longer, but you compress the period of disability so that you live healthier longer.
And experts add you're never too old to start exercising. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
That's going to do it for us here at OC News. I'm Daniel Zamilpa.
And I'm Dee Clark. We'll see you on the next edition of OC News. Stay classy, Fullerton.